Getting her booted up now. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. No, we don't want to do that. There we go. Ah, the old days. Feels good, man. That hibbity hop. Ooh. That delay's a little rough. Ooh, that's gonna be bad. Hold on. Welcome. I might have a little bit of an issue. That delay wasn't that bad when we were testing. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's a lot better. Oh. Why do you let me do this? Why don't you just say audio first? God damn it. It's... That's okay. I'm the one who looks like a jackass, so it's fine. Plus, I gotta turn my mic down just a little bit. Yeah, that delay was real there for a second. I'm glad I got that fixed, because there would be no way it would be playable like that. Let's just get on with it. Fucking games I'm good at. Is that better? How's our sound? Everything good all around? Good picture? Alright. Yeah, I fixed the delay completely. The one I was having earlier wasn't that bad. This is like non-existent. Like, so it's gotta be great. Fun times. Fucking playing games I love. Games I actually have some skill at. I could have got the 2 up, but it's all good. Not really necessary. I'm good up to a certain point, and then the snow levels, it kind of fucking falls apart, but that's alright. But even then, I'm not really terrible at those. I have, like, the first half of this game, like, almost committed to muscle memory, I want to say. There is still a very, very, very slight delay for me, but not terrible. It's manageable. Before, it was like fucking a whole second and a half, 2 seconds. That would have been unplayable. Got it fixed, though. I just had to do some tuning on the capture card, and we're good. I'm just so happy to be doing this, and I think it looks great. This setup, it took me 2-3 days to put together, but I think it came out looking fantastic. The chat box kind of blends with the background a little bit, but I didn't have enough time to really make a better see-through background for it. I could have worked harder on that, but yeah. You can only fine-tune things so much anyway before you get, like, nitpicky and stupid. Let's see. It gets in the picture. But you think maybe on the frame it might look better? Is what you're saying, like the frame of the TV? Yeah, I think you're probably right. Let me get through this level and I'll move it over there. I just thought maybe the speaker, because it's already square, it would give it some aesthetic value, but you know what? We're just here to have fucking fun and play Donkey Kong. I think I'm switching tomorrow to Earthbound, though. Just because I have this really rad fucking setup going. It's another game I love. I've got the ability to play it now. And this retro setup looks fantastic. So I can finally do the things I want to do. I gotta get that Super Nintendo from Mom and Dad. The other solution, the other thing I gotta solve... I'm gonna just move some stuff here real quick, so don't mind me. See how it's there, but it's like barely there. I could have done better. I need Photoshop, but I don't want to pay for Photoshop, but nobody pays for Photoshop, really. I mean, but I also am not a big fan of Avast Matey. That's just me. I'm not saying... It's not a social commentary. See, now it's like... What if we did this little number here? See, that's just not quite big enough. So I'll leave it for now, and then I'll come up with a solution. No. I like the aesthetics. What if I did this? That lightens it up. It's just not large enough. It makes my stuff look sharp, I'm sorry. More professional. There we go. It's fine. If you look at full screen, you can still read it. There is some smidgen, some very small smidgen of perfectionist in me. Well, not perfectionist, but 92%-ish guy. Well, yeah, but Fruity Pebbles are one of those ones that just fucking hit when they hit, you know? But then again, that's like most breakfast cereals. There's very few breakfast cereals that are fucking garbage. In terms of flavor, they're all garbage. In terms of flavor, though, there's very few that suck. That's the whole point. Was like, let's see, we're talking this 90s nostalgia and stuff. When they called a balanced breakfast, like 3 pieces of toast, a tall glass of milk, a tall glass of orange juice, milk in your cereal, cereal itself, fucking jam on the toast. And they wonder why we Americans, just by and large, are so fucking fat. that was a complete breakfast. It wasn't a nutritious breakfast. It was just complete. It did give you the calories for the day, no question. But goddamn, oops, it's okay. Mistakes will happen. It's fine. I didn't complain. I didn't claim to be perfect. Good, not perfect. Yeah, see, I can still hear a delay, but it's not affecting anything. Oh, it didn't break. That's bullshit. I'll have to go back for that secret, I think. It's okay. Well, I'm not really going for 100%, though, so it's whatever. But I like to show off what I do know, which is quite a fucking bit. This game, we spent fucking summers playing when I was like 8 years old. It was so fantastic. It was a great time. We rented this every weekend, me and my dad. My mom and dad still love this fucking game. My sister loves this game. I love this game. And this isn't even the best one. I don't need to do that again. I'm just going for the secret, and I'll start select out. I really enjoyed 3, and a lot of people didn't like it or didn't play it. But 3 was really good. It just got looked over because the Nintendo 64 was out, and people moved on to the PlayStation, by and large, actually, so... We're just going for that last secret I missed, so... Not going for completion, but I'll show off what I know. Because I know in the later stages I don't really know the secrets too well, but I know my way around the levels pretty well. So we'll get that done, and then we can just start select out, so... See, now we have all the secrets. This one's really easy, so... Look, I'm playing the game I'm good at, everybody! Aren't you proud of me? You know, and people like to talk about Nintendo difficulty, and they're not wrong. Old school Nintendo games were hard. Old school PC games were 14 billion times harder. Try playing the original XCOM compared to the new XCOM. You will not survive. I know I didn't the first time I played, which was actually remarkably only a couple years ago. The original XCOM is balls hard, but fucking good. I never finished it, though. Well, you don't actually win, you just do a little better each time. I fall in love with this retro aesthetic, this retro display I've made. I'm not a very prideful person when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, I'm prideful in the stupid sense. I'm prideful about, like, I'm a stubborn jackass. But I'm not prideful about my accomplishments. But this, I think, came out fan-fuckity-tastic. It's amazing. I wanted a slightly newer TV, but this is actually more akin to what I'm used to because I grew up poor, and most of our TVs came from like old hotels. You know what I mean? Like they update their TVs, so you get like 3 of these for free from the local hotel because they updated their televisions to the 90s. So you're using the old UHF fucking TV. Now, the only hard part is getting people to kind of stick around and appreciate older games, but I'm hoping that's part of it, because I know, like, a lot of the younger generation I've talked to recently said they were actually very interested in this kind of stuff, which is cool. Like, I could, like, why it was so magical to us at the time. The very fact that they had 3D graphics working on a screen in your living room was huge. I know this doesn't look 3D. It's 3D rendered, though. The fact that I got this like old UHF TV like we used to have with the push button and stuff. I think it gives it a nice unique flair. I wish I could say I made it. I just found it on Google and used it, but it is what it is. I think we can still get up there as Diddy, I think. No. The only way out? Suicide. It's all good. Gotta use the Kremlins to get up there. Free lives are not gonna be an issue. As a matter of fact, game overs in this game aren't really that big of an issue. Here, get the Ramby, boom. The hell was that? What did I just hear? Am I thinking further down? I might be thinking further down. Oh. No, I am not. I am not a smart man, but I know what Donkey Kong is. And the only thing that matters is finding the secrets, not completing them. You do not have to complete them for % completion. You just have to get through them, or fail them, or find them. Now, if I remember right, you go like this, and then like that. There we go. Got it. I should know this game like the back of my hand. We play it every goddamn Thanksgiving.
Hi there. Would you like to sign my petition?
Well, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Boom. Bang. Bam. We appreciate it. We're on the road to affiliate, so everything helps. That's fantastic. This is where that delay I was talking about earlier, though, kind of throws me off just a little bit. The sound delay between the barrels and stuff is just very slight. Thank you, I appreciate it. Wanted an old school setup for some old school games, so that's what I went for. Some good old aesthetics. See, that delay got me right there. This is just so slight, but I'll get it. So yeah, that was kind of going to be my niche from the beginning, was like retro Super Nintendo era stuff. I was going to play more Sega games, but I don't have a way to play them just yet. There's the Steam versions, but you have to buy them all individually, which could still be a thing. But the downside is I didn't have Sega Genesis growing up, so I'd have to like learn a lot of them, but that's fine. I don't mind failing on stream, and I definitely don't mind learning new games on stream either. Looking like a goober's part of the fun. This game I'm no slouch at. Even though you just saw a couple of deaths, I don't really panic about deaths in this game because free lives are abundant. Especially if you know where to look. Donkey Kong Country 2, though, I fall apart faster in that game than I do this one, even though that one's the better game. But we played this one the most growing up, because, well, that's what we had. Broke-ass 90s kid. It's a good time. It's really good. We had to go, since we lived in a village of like 100 people, we had to go about 40 miles to rent games. So it was an event when we went and did that. I know the words village and United States don't really go together, but it does happen. It's not as common in other places as other places, but it does happen. Like, this is one of the ones I feel like I could fucking steamroll if I really, really wanted to, you know? Hey, it's your favorite level I'm gonna bypass. So the story behind this fucking level is my dad. Me and my dad, like I said, those precious, precious rental weekends. We were on this level and we kept dying over and over. Game over, game over, game over. My dad's like, you know what, fine. Ah! What the fuck just happened? And then bam, we're like, no way. It took us another couple of tries to keep to keep finding the secret, but that's how we found it. Like, we didn't have a strategy guide or nothing. My dad was just angry Same with the stop and go station. I noped out of that and I was like, oh, that's a thing. They're fun levels. I just didn't appreciate them as much because when I was a kid, it was like a source of frustration more than it was enjoyment. Because, like I said, precious little time, and we had to, you know, spend fucking so much money renting games, and then my cousins broke my fucking Super Nintendo that summer. Kids that had everything they fucking wanted, and they broke my Super Nintendo. Oh shit, I guess we're gonna get the banana. But as far as like Sega Genesis goes, there's a couple I've played because this kid, he was like a friend of mine, but like growing up, it was only for like a summer or maybe two that we hung out, but we used to get babysat by this one dude, and he had a Sega Genesis, and so did that kid. He had a Sega Genesis, so I'm familiar with some games like Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Mortal Kombat. I still remember the combat code. ABACABB at the title screen. And then there was Toe Jam and Earl 2 are the ones I played the most. RoboCop and versus Terminator was really good too. I'll have to play that one sometime if I could find. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Play that one if I could find it, because it's a real good one. Besides, I fucking love RoboCop. I fucking love Terminator. We could just go to the bottom, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think I'll switch tomorrow to Earthbound, because that's just one of my favorites. There's stories that go along with that, too. Jump. There's the frustrating part, is when you do die in a game you know so well. What's that? Obi-Wan Kenobi. How did we get captured? What's smarter than this? No, you're not. You think you know a thing. Yeah, I think the chat turned out looking all right on that speaker. If you have it on full screen, it looks good. I think it'll be okay there. I wasn't knocking your criticism. I was just saying, that's my particular commentary on the situation. Whoa. Whoa. Hi. It's all good. Said I can't tell if that's just me fumbling or if that's that little delay. Of course you're gonna drive truck. You're always driving truck. You have a problem, honey. A truck driving problem. I'm gonna have to send you to TA. No, not teacher's assistant. Not tits and ass. Truckers Anonymous, you junkie. Just gotta take my time here, because right there, see that delay? I'm pushing the button, but it's just enough. See, now the egg's on my face. I've been playing so well and talking up how good I am at it. Now I'm dying. It's all good. It'll be fine. Like, again, I'm not doing this to impress people. I'm doing it to entertain people. If I wanted to be impressive, I would, like, I don't know. I have to watch and not listen. That's what I gotta do. When I hit the tire, it's time to jump. Not the sound, because I'm used to doing it by sound. There are some slight things I have to relearn. I'm still good at the game. I'm not denying that. Now, this is the one I always forget where the second secret is, because I'm so used to doing this number here, where you just, like, enter and exit, right? So, like, as a kid, I didn't, like, commit the whole level to memory, because I always did this, because I hated this fucking level, but it turns out to not even be that hard. But it's also a good way to get to your save point. If you're struggling a little bit, you can get your save point a little bit quicker. But after these messages, we'll be right back.
Creamy yogurt with a pack of sprinkles. We make them in 6 preposterous flavors, like strawberry. Over there at the Strawberry Jammer. There's the banana dudes hanging out, but the secret to making sprinklings truly stupendous is sprinkles. You can make the wildest taste you ever put in your face.
Dan and Sprinklins, the only yogurt snack with a sprinkles pack. Inside specially marked packages of Sprinklins is a Creation Station action pack that's 16 pages of fun.
Cocoa Krispies are some chocolate cheater takes them from me. It's not that easy giving these a slip. His next fast break is gonna be a short trip. Oh yeah, part of a complete breakfast. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies even turns to milk chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants one Cocoa Krispies.
Go north, Baloo!
Which way's north? You can find fun at every turn with the Tailspin Wrist Compass, free with 2 proofs from Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies.
And the weather for today will be...
Not thunderstorm, not hailstorm, not desert storm, nor barrel storm. With a rapid-firing, semi-automatic rotating turret. That means 6 arrows. No waiting. And that's what I call service. Hey, if you don't have the Nerf barrel storm, you're just...
All right.
Don't you get it?
Go peep real quick.
Nerf or nothing.
You're watching Nick. And
I don't know, I think this is my master stroke so far. Now we just gotta get people to look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I said look at it. It's beautiful. Oh look, more robot followers on TikTok. That's always fantastic.
I would have to charge.
Oh, this one's a trader, investor, and entrepreneur. They can invest in my channel. $1 quintillion. That's how much they can invest. Oh yeah, baby. So I think, isn't it this one? No, there's one of them you just fall down the crack, and that's the secret. I always forget which one it is, though. Because this level, I don't really know that well, because I always took the skip. I don't think it's that. The O. So that's just the O. We have a mystery, Scooby. I know where the other secret is, though. It's in this wall over here. See, that one I know. But the other secret I'm not 100% on. That's alright, we're not going for completion, but I know it's in there somewhere. I want to say it's with the O, but I don't think it is. Doesn't matter now. That's okay. We're going to start and select out of that shit anyway. That's just the one I always forget, and I don't know why. It's just a thing. Millstone Mayhem. My mom was the first one to see this level in the family. I got back from school one fall afternoon, again, ready to get like almost every fucking weekend. And she was here, and she was stuck right here. So this is her most hated level. My dad's most hated level is the first snow level. My most hated level, I don't really recall. I know it's one of the later, like, industrial levels. I think it's one where the controls are all reversed. Because it's, well, it fucks with your motor skills. It's like, hey, you've been doing this entire way, now do it this way. I'm not the biggest fan of the water levels, but they're not bad. But I think that one is a water level, if I remember right. So that makes it, like, 10 times harder than it needs to be. It doesn't, again, don't matter. If you see me losing mini-games on purpose, you don't have to win them. Just like bananas, Kong, those don't relate to completion. It's just secrets. Secrets are the only thing, but there's actually ultra secrets too. I was only aware of like a couple of years ago looking at maps, and I do not know how to access them at all, so that's not going to be a thing. But what we are going to have is some fun. We're going to have so much fucking fun, you're going to need a plastic surgeon to get the smile off your fucking faces. Clip that. That don't matter. Don't need Winky. Oops. That was just a stupid-ass mistake. I don't know what the boys at Rare were smoking when they're all like, you know what, let's have an enemy in there that's a buzzard. Now hear me out, a vulture. That vomits coconuts. But 90's Rare was the best Rare, and we haven't had good Rare since. Ever since Microsoft, like, I think for Microsoft they made that really dreadful fucking Perfect Dark sequel, and then they also made Grabbed by the Ghoulies. I don't think anybody played that. But even then, like when they were still making games for for Nintendo at the time, they didn't make the greatest Nintendo games either. Like, I liked Star Fox Adventures, but it wasn't a Star Fox game. should have remained Dinosaur Island or whatever the hell it was supposed to be. But they peaked with Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was just an absolute fucking gem. Good, because we are going to have so much fun. You're going to need the plastic surgeon to take the smile off your fucking face. It's true. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. The very fact that all the bosses in this game are puns, too, is pretty hilarious. Very naughty, dumb drum. Extremely naughty, I think is what it's called. Necky's nuts. And everybody, well, of course, us being immature boys at the time was like nutsack, but it's actually just means he is nuts. Get it? You know, he's crazy. Necky is nuts. But they also have it apostrophe, so it could be Necky is, or it could be Neckies. So, of course, being immature boys, it was Necky's nuts. Hey, you want to see something absolutely hilarious? I can make Candy Kong kiss my butt. Check it out. Watch, watch, watch. Boop! She kissed my butt. I also thought that was absolutely fucking hilarious when I was a kid. Oh, the things you think are funny when you're a kid. See how relaxed I am? See how much of a good time I'm having? Well, that was dumb. Trying to watch the tire and not listen for the tire. Just a little more difficult, but not that bad. And the nanner will land right on his head. Bam! I always thought that was funny too. I was a hilarious kid. I was a gem. I can't believe, like, you know, people looked past me and ignored me and stuff, because I'm the best at things or something. I don't know. How did you figure out clipping? If we start getting more clips amassed and stuff like that, we'll start putting it on TikTok and see if it bears fruit. I don't know how to hyperlink on fucking TikTok. I don't think you can. Just have to trust my muscle reflexes on this one and not sounds. So I do have this game, like, pretty much committed to memory. Like, I can't necessarily say it's muscle memory, but it's damn close. Whatever that means. See, that was stupid. Quit being a dummy, dummy. Feel like Luke Skywalker and fucking Emperor right now. Your overconfidence is your downfall, and your faith in your friends is yours. Oh, Emperor Papa Palpatine. Go for Papa Palpatine. What do you mean they blew it up? The hell's an aluminum falcon? There we go. Corrected my mistake already, see? I'm the best. Boom, boom, bam, boom, secret. Better dip. See, I'm waiting for someone to come in and be like, that TV is not accurate to the era you're trying to represent. To me, it is. You know what I mean? People say I'm uppity about stuff. Jesus. Wow. Some people are like really detail oriented in that regard. Like, that's not an era accurate TV. I mean, it hasn't happened to me personally, but I know there's someone out there like that would see this and get all itchy and be all like, well, actually. But if they knew anything about my childhood, just fucking how poor ass I grew up, this is an era accurate television. But then again, I also grew up in an area where UHF was still a thing long after cable, so whatever. That's how we got our local news, the UHF stations. Oh, for crying out loud. I'm gonna have trouble with the halfway point. Fucking pro gamer my ass. Although at the end of this level, you're gonna see, like, 8-year-old me's aneurysm. I think it's this level. It's either that or the next forest level. 8-year-old me having a fucking stroke trying to get this barrel to the end. Dude. So like I said, for our daughter, we're gonna save like old school Nintendo. Like Bruce Dew said, old school Nintendo is gonna be our punishment for her. Oh, you want to be bad at school? Well, you have to fucking play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out until you win. You're not good. You can't have dessert until you get to the 4th level in Battletoads. Yeah. But Dad, that's so unfair. I know it's unfair. We used to do this for fun. How do you think I feel? Fucking ungrateful kids these days. Well, we're in the checkpoints. Well, you don't get any fucking checkpoints. Battletoads is notoriously one of the hardest Nintendo games ever made. One of, not the, I don't think. There's some debate onto what the hardest Nintendo game is, but there's so many that were poorly designed that you can make the argument that they're the hardest, but that's not even necessarily by design. I feel like Battletoads is hard by design. But there's also levels in Battletoads that feel insanely unfair, like Rat Race. Oh, fuck. I want the secret. There we go. But all the Battletoads games are hard except the arcade Battletoads, and I did not play the newest one for Xbox or whatever because it just looked like fucking hot garbage. I don't know what they were thinking with the animation style. I don't know what they were thinking with the fucking look, the sound, everything. Like, I don't know where they got poop and fart jokes from Battletoads. Even though the last entry in the Battletoads game was hyper-violent. They put one of the Battletoads in Killer Instinct. And then they're all like, oh, let's make this cartoony piece of shit. Out of all the fucking things that tried to capitalize on the popularity of the Ninja Turtles, Battletoads did the best and endured time the longest. Because other than that, it was Biker Mice from Mars, Cowboys of Moo Mesa, Samurai Pizza Cats. There's all sorts of shit trying to be Ninja Turtles, and they just couldn't do it. Although the Battletoads cartoon was notoriously fucking terrible. And I mean bad. You know, I gotta say, playing in front of an audience, no matter how small, still makes the difference in terms of challenge because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, which is still a foreign concept to me because, you know, introverts, we don't talk to people. Well, yeah, but remember how nervous you were the first time you talked on microphone and then you just kind of got used to it? It's working for me like that, but audience is a lot broader. But I'm getting used to the idea. It's not so bad. I was in customer service for like, what, fucking 3 years? Sales, 3 years. If you could deal with belligerent dickheads over stupid shit, I guess you could talk to anybody. No matter how introverted you are. It's easy to step out of your shell when you realize everybody's a dumb motherfucker. Well, not everybody. That's a broad statement. I'm sorry. It's just some people, like, I don't know, get on my nerves about that kind of stuff. Ask you a question and you say, well, I don't know. Well, you're the professional. It's like, I never claimed to be a professional. I just know some stuff. That's the one that irked me. Is like, well, you're the professional. It's like, well, I just know what kind of oil goes in it, dude. I know what kind of belt you need. Okay. It doesn't make me a professional. It doesn't make me the best. It doesn't make me an expert. Yeah, I know what the torque specs of your oil filter are. Big deal. Excuse me. I'm a good cook, though. That's for damn sure. I'm not the best. Pretty damn good. I've been making chicken sandwiches for the gals at work lately. They love it. I make these excellent fried sandwiches. Aw, I wanted the K. I got greedy. Don't need the K. It's all good. Ba-da-da. And see, people like to say I'm on the autism spectrum. I don't know. Autists tend to be able to play these games blindfolded and shit. I can't do that. Not that good. I'm pretty good. Not the best. Ever see those guys play games blindfolded? I'm like, why? Why commits to something so much? But then again, if it makes you happy. And that's the thing, though, is like, I don't fully believe that it's entirely a spectrum, though. Because I have talked to doctors, and they do not think I'm even close, even though I have a lot of, like, introverted tendencies like that. I don't know. So I'm not entirely convinced, but I'm also not a doctor. So that's just how I feel. It's a tricky subject, too, though, because what is it exactly? Because we still don't know. We don't understand why somebody can have the inability to talk but masterwork paint. We don't know. You know, a savant. Yeah. Carelessness. So that's the biggest adjustment, is just talking and playing. It's fun, though. It's a nice subject to talk about, I guess. I don't know, it's not political, so that's fine. I'm just so fucking dog shit tired of politics and bullshit in my face every 2 seconds. It's your future. You should care. Well, I'm a centrist. Fuck off. Well, that's the thing, is it never goes away after the election anymore. It used to. It used to be like, oh, you talked about it for like 6 months leading up to the election. Here's where I'll have an aneurysm as an 8-year-old, by the way. It's getting this barrel to the other side. But, you know, like, it used to be like leading up to the election, they would talk about it. You'd hear grown-ups talk about it when you're growing up and stuff. And then, like, they would shut up. And then, like, the midterms would happen, and it would happen again, and they would talk about it a little bit, and then shut up. These last 15 or so years, people just don't shut up. I'm sorry, like, I know it's, like, great to have an opinion and all that stuff, and that's one of the best parts about, you know, especially living in a country like this, is having an opinion. It's a fantastic thing. Problem is like, each side is so fucking toxic about their talking points, I just don't care anymore. But we're divulging into, like, armchair politics, and I said that's a big no-no, so let's not do that. I banned myself from my own channel. That's it. Uppity Bald Ginger's banned. Ban him. Chat, ban him. Mods, do your job and ban him. I'm a rich, powerful streamer. I can do whatever I want. Haha, Mr. Beast ain't got shit on me. I still know nothing about Mr. Beast to this day, so if I ever say anything like that, that is all in jest, because I don't know anything about the guy at all. I know he had a burger shop for a while. That didn't do too well. That's about it. But I've been out of the loop on a lot of things, especially like when it comes to technology stuff. You know, I watch Let's Players or whatever here and there casually, but like I've never like gotten deep into it. This is the most I've done, and that's because I'm actively participating in it now, that I found that, you know, being social is not so bad. The downside is like when you are a helpful person, you really see how selfish people can be, though. That's kind of the shitty part, you know? And it sucks because you're just doing it to be nice, and like you think like people would reciprocate every once in a while, but they don't. And that makes sense. It's human nature, like to be all like, well, I'm in it for myself. What the hell did you expect? But I suppose you're right. But I'll just keep on keeping on being, you know, helpful until whatever, you know. It's like you can't force people to be helpful back, and that's okay. All I ask, like seriously, my biggest ask is like just say thank you. That's all I need. Just say thank you. So we're getting some traction on this. We just don't have a lot of people sticking around, though. Is it my voice? Does my voice annoy you? Oops. Short jumped it. I'm just kidding, honey. It's from Postal. Because we all know it's my face. Just kidding. Or am I? Yeah, I am. Joking. Joking. Nanners. we're gonna get into the 90s stuff. We're gonna talk about Sling Blade. Shaped like a banana. Some people call it a couch blade, I call it a sling blade. I eat them French fried taters. I don't know, the 90s were a pretty wild time for movies. Like, a lot of fucked up shit like Sling Blade came out. What you doing with that lawnmower blade, Carl? Fucking movie's awesome, though. Dwight Yoakam's such a piece of shit in that movie. Oops, went a little too fast. Never seen it. It's really good. Actually, it's got John Ritter, Dwight Yoakam, Billy Bob Thornton. Really good movie, actually. Like, you could tell it was Billy Bob Thornton trying to do Oscar bait a la fucking Forrest Gump, but it's like a way more fucked up story than Forrest Gump. Poor little filler. And yeah, I keep doing that minigame. It's a bit of a skip in this level, so... This would be nice if I had a Super Nintendo controller. I mean, I do. I have a USB one, but I don't think it works in the Switch at all because it's, like, aftermarket shit. It's mostly set up for, like, PC stuff. It'd be nice to have, but it's not necessary. It's just... The other thing that kind of throws me off is the fact that I'm very heavily relying on my thumb being in a different position than it's used to. I'm not justifying my shitty play. That's just shitty play. It's fine. You don't have to humor me, man. Your playing's bad and you should feel bad. I had quite a few pop-ins with this, more than I expected for Donkey Kong Country, anyway. Oops. I play good, I don't play great. That's what I said, I'm sticking to that. Games I don't suck at. Never said I was perfect. I'm not going to be on Games Done Quick or anything. Never going to happen. I'm not that skilled at video games. But whatever, I'm cool. It's my charisma and charming personality that bring people around. I'm gonna use a charisma check on her. She's hot. You roll a 1. I bet you wonder, what's he doing with the bird? Well, if you come over here and you fly. Don't ask me how I figured that shit out when I was a kid. I'm not doing this minigame, though. I just wanted the check marks completion. I wanted to look cool. My mom says I'm cool. I don't need you anyway. You'll have to forgive me, but bowling for money is my only vice. Here's your drink. Okay, 2 vices. That's still really good. We're almost everybody's favorite snow levels. No, as an adult, I don't think they're that bad, but when I was a kid, Jesus Christ, me and my dad probably wanted to rage quit this game more times because of the snow levels. But after these messages, we'll be right back.
It's monstrous. It's Monday. It's 6 hours of non-stop Nicktoons featuring the newest Nicktoon, Rocco's Modern Life. The Nicktoon Monster Monday Marathon. Don't you dare miss it.
Coming up next, it's Nickelodeon Wienerville. Nickelodeon Wienerville will be right back after these messages.
Welcome to the Creation Station. We kids have been straining our brains to create this totally tasty snack. Dan and Sprinklins, creamy yogurt with a pack of sprinkles. We make them in 6 preposterous flavors, like strawberry, over there at the Strawberry Jammer. There's the banana dudes hanging out, but the secret to making Sprinklins truly stupendous is sprinkles! You can make the wildest taste you ever put in your face.
Dan and Sprinklins, the only yogurt snack with a sprinkles pack. Inside specially marked packages of Sprinklins is a Creation Station action pack that's 16 pages of fun.
Cocoa Krispies are so chocolatey. Speedy cheater takes them from me. It's not that easy giving these a slip. His next fast break is gonna be a short trip. Oh yeah, part of a complete breakfast. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies even turns the milk chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants one Cocoa Krispies.
Go north, Baloo!
Which way's north?
You can find fun at every turn with the Tailspin Wrist Compass, free with 2 proofs from Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies.
And the weather for today will be...
Not thunderstorm, not hailstorm, not desert storm, nor barrel storm. With a rapid-firing, semi-automatic rotating turret. That means 6 arrows. No waiting. And that's what I call service. Hey, if you don't have the Nerf barrel storm, you're just a target. Don't you get it? It's Nerf or nothing.
You're watching Nick. And now back to Nickelodeon Wienerville.
We want Wienerville.
What are these wieners whining for?
Nickelodeon Wienerville.
I don't need that on. No. I have this set up. I could actually play my games on PC without an emulator, which is nice. You know what we gotta do? Dino Dance. Because it's Donkey Kong Country music. See, I need to look into that, do some custom emotes and stuff. That'd be fun. Maybe I should start smoking crack on stream. Yeah, be an extreme druggie. No. Drugs are bad, okay? You want a PSA right there. There you go. Drugs are not good for you. They're bad for your body. Don't do drugs. I'm not doing drugs right now. There's our secret. Woo! We get a fishy. En garde. Can't believe the weekend's almost over already. Fuck that. Hey, Tarzan. Fucking fish. I am your law. I am nobody's bitch. Ah, the one. End of the 90s. I'm being a Pop-Tart right now. See? Pop-Tart. I don't know, maybe I'll stream earlier in the day tomorrow, but the baby, see, that's the struggle right there. Like, if I want to do this, I gotta do it at night. Should have done it 10 years ago, but at the same time, I was just talking about this the other day, about the positives and negatives in your life. Like, you may have fucked up early in your life, blah, 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 all that shit. I don't believe in fate, but I do believe that, like, had I not made the mistakes I made, I would have never met my daughter, which would have sucked, because she's fantastic. No, babe, it's fine. It's like, I'm not gonna, you know, get a sitter or leave you alone or, you know, things like that. Like, it's just not the cool, kosher thing to do. If she's in bed and doing nothing but sleeping, it's fine. Besides, she's starting to crawl and grow up and... Don't worry, I'll start streaming again once she's in college. It's fine. And then I'll be all like, back in my day. And then Elijah Wood will run up to me going, you have to use your hands, that's a baby's toy. Get the reference? Back to the Future 2. There's Elijah Wood, and when he's in there playing Wild Gunman, and he's all like, you have to use your hands? That's a baby's toy. It was Elijah Wood. He was like 7 or 8 years old. Social media stuff, sorry. Did I get pulled from there? Hope not. Huh, that's weird. So I get buried so quick on some of these channels. Well, Buzz channel usually, it, you know, does a self-promotion thing, but it didn't do it this time. And that's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal if not, but... Because it did it yesterday for Yakuza 0, but it's not doing it today. I don't know if that's... the deal is or what, but here's the other thing is, like, I get buried so quick in these other ones, and I don't do the view for view thing. I just let myself self-promote. I'm not gonna be a whore. If you like what you see, stick around, you know. If you like what you see, follow. But I get buried so quickly in some of these because there's so many members and shit. You know, it's hard to get noticed that way, but there's other ways. We'll find our niche. We'll find our talent. That's part of it right there. Oh, fuck a doodle doo. I forgot to put fucking streamer mode on like a dipshit. It was off for some reason. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Usually it auto posts all this shit and it says I'm streaming and all this other stuff, and it was not because I'm a dingus. I am a fucking dingus dong. You know, small lapse in memory, it's totally not fucking early signs of fucking stuff. What's Alzheimer's? I know, but I'm still a tard. Pop-Tart. I said Pop-Tart. See, I really need to pay attention more to my social media shit before I start committing to things. Or Alzheimer's disease, it's fine. It's whatever. I'm gonna send that to Donald, just in case he's not busy or whatever. Well, see, that's the biggest acclimation to this whole thing, is just acclimating to the social media shit again, because I haven't been on Facebook in, like, what, a decade? Except for a burner account for Oculus. Which I need to get back into VR. It's just I don't want to invest all that money into... Besides, I think I would rather have a new video card than I would a new fucking headset or whatever, you know? Me, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Get back to the games, dummy. Again, doesn't matter. Win, lose, it don't matter. It don't matter, none of this matters. Besides, if you die a bunch on this fucking first part of this level, you can just keep getting the little winky tokens and fucking get all the lives you need. But this is the one, this was like my first fucking choke point. But I know of one way to skip a good chunk of the level. Again, another one of those accidents we had when I was a kid. But it's hard to replicate, but it's doable. I'm gonna see if I can do it. It's right after the halfway mark. Oops. But yeah, if I could replicate that little thing. See, I need to keep my eyes open for more Twitch servers, I think. Or, like, not Twitch servers, but, like, Discord servers and stuff. Not to, like, do the follow for follow thing, but, like, just to show that I'm actively playing games. Maybe people will give a curiosity click. This very last one. Yeah, so you get unlimited winky tokens. If you keep dying here, you can keep going. So it's not like they leave you high and dry if you know where the secrets are. A lot of the discovery of us playing this game, it just came from out of frustration. So we used to think it was a hard game, and I guess to a degree it is, but like, I don't know, I played harder games? But, like, people's measure of difficulty these days is completely different, because people call, like, Dark Souls hard. I wouldn't necessarily call it hard, because the penalty for dying is not that harsh, per se. unless you die multiple times in a row. So you get a second chance at least, you know. I don't know. It's weird because a guy like me who's not very like great at video games or whatever, I could pick up a Dark Souls or a Dark Souls-like game and start to get it, but I get bored. See, now that we're at the halfway point, we can go over here, and there's a thing. And this is why it always threw us off when we were younger, because the fucking snow. Like they throw you that curveball and have the snow in the foreground and fucks with you. Let's see, you get past here. Here's the trick. You get past this part. And then there's this barrel, shoots you over. And now if you shoot just right in this barrel, I swear to Christ, if you shoot just right, it skips you to the end, or close to the end. But you have to do it just right, or it doesn't work. And this was, again, by accident. I don't remember if it was frustration or impatience that really did it. See, I didn't do it right. But if you hit that barrel just right, you get a skip barrel, and it takes you to the end. Or was it this one? It's that one. I got it. So I was wrong the first time, but that's how you do that. That's how I got past this level years ago. Is it cheap? A little bit, but I don't care. I always thought this level was neat, and there's only one like it in the whole game. This was so cool. There might be another level like this. I don't remember, but... See, I think this setup would have looked good with Ogre Battle as well. But I think I was going for super fancy with Ogre Battle. That was my first foray into streaming, was Ogre Battle. Don't get me wrong, the Ogre Battle setup looked great. I've gotten quite robust with making these, as you can tell. I don't make the graphics from scratch, though. I would love to learn, but... Again, time. Time is always a factor with everything. Especially milk. Big time factor with milk. Ah. Is this yogurt in this this hat, Mr. Fry? Well, it used to be milk, but, well, time makes fools of us all. Already got the secrets, so I don't need to worry about them. Not really worried about them in the first place, but... But, if I could get them, I'm gonna get them. If I don't, no big deal. I'm a goddamn genius. Like I told you, the snow levels where I really slow down, but they're still not that bad. I'm just being careless. Yeah, I think we're gonna do Earthbound tomorrow, which is gonna be fun. I love Earthbound. I love that game. I'd love to do Mother 3, but there's no, like, legitimate way for me to actually do it without doing a bunch of fucking hooky banana shit. Buy a copy, have it imported from Japan, get the legit copy sent to your house, blah blah blah. Get it set up. Plug a Game Boy Advance into your capture device. Yeah, you also have to apply a patch, an English patch for it. Like, it would be fun to do, and I'm sure people have done it on stream, but I like to keep things as legit as I can. Because I know there's ways to play it. I'm not stupid. I'm not smart. See? I overestimated myself again. That's what I get. That's all good. People are gonna see my gaming prowess online and judge me. Judge away. Do what you gotta do. It's all good. I like getting pelted with hot dogs. It don't bother me none. Don't eat it, don't eat it. Have some chewy. Yeah. Falling for that crap again. God, I can't even imagine going through this blind, like... Now, I'm playing like shit, and I know this game really well. You know, like... I can't, like, how many hours of just, like, of attrition did I pour into this fucking game? Free lives. I'll live with that. My dad used to get fucking pissed when he'd get these because he's like, oh man, I was so far into the level, and I'm like, but you get free lives so you can try some more, and he's like, oh no, I got to the halfway point, I'll never get that far again. That's like, I'm trying to think in my head now. That's why I went silent. It's like, when did I become so fucking cynical if that's how I used to think when I was a kid? Like, there for a long spell as an adult, I was a cynical asshole, and I'm not anymore, but that was a lot of other underlying issues, but Jesus. Like, the little kid in me was all like, oh, it's all fine. You get more free lives. You can try some more. I keep going, you know? Where'd the positivity die, man? I didn't get savaged by real life that bad. Right now, I'm playing one of my favorite games, a game I'm actually good at, and I'm still not doing as good as I possibly could, and it's not bothering me one bit. Oops. Okay. E. Ooh. Eh? Dee, 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 dee. Dee, 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 dee. Ooh. See, it has a pocket for everything except your dignity. No, that just goes... Wait, what? Cat! That's a couch, not a scratching post! Bad kitty. Bad kitty. Go. Go drink some water. Go play with the mouse. Or attack me. There you go. Attack me. Come get me. Come get me, kitty. Moxie. That's our cat, Moxie. She's a butthead, but we love her. Can't believe she's already fucking almost 13 years old. She doesn't look it. She doesn't act it. She's gonna be one of those cats that lives to be 40. Which is a very cat thing to do, is like die when you're practically a kitten or live to be 1,000 years old and there's no in between. Concentrating just a little bit here. It's the final countdown. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. There we go. See, it's not that bad. I'm just making it out to be worse than it actually is. Plus, the whole talking and playing thing is still relatively new and novel concept to me. So I used to play silently alone in the dark. Which is funny because I used to play MMOs, and I was like one of the most antisocial creatures that you could probably fucking think of. Like that's a good fit. It's like having Rain Man play fucking World of Warcraft. Oh yeah, definitely. Uh-oh, 5 minutes to boss raid. Uh-oh. But Raymond, if you play Dark Age of Camelot, you can't play your World of Warcraft. Tell him, Ray, World of Warcraft sucks. Or whatever the line would be, I guess, if it was flipped. I don't know. I feel like a real Forrest Gump-style dummy right now. Speaking of Rain Man. Definitely not Rain Man. What a good movie, though. Ma'am, can my brother come in and watch People's Court? This one was always the easiest for me to get free lives on, so it was like... And that's why I'm not panicking about dying. Because, like, even if I got a game over, not a big deal, but, like, it's really hard to get a game over in this game. If you, like, you know where the secrets and whatnot are. I mean, typically, I probably have, like, 40-some-odd lives at this point, but I'm playing really carelessly and not really paying attention too well. Not as well as I could, anyway. Oops. Plus, I've some other adjustments and stuff, and other bullshit excuses for playing like shit. Whatever the excuses are. Yeah, it's the controller. I don't know. I was the little brother. I always got this shitty controller, so I had to be really good at video games. You ever play a fucking fighting game? Like a Nintendo 64 fighting game with a Mad Catz controller that's half worn out? Phew. That takes some fucking skill. Oh, we're all gonna play Super Smash Brothers, but we've got 3 good controllers and 1 shitty one. Let's give the little brother the shitty one. Alright, but if I win, you can't get mad. You won't win. Yes, I will. It was Super Smash Brothers, dude. See, I'm underestimating my timing there. That was just pure stupidity. Yeah, you want to talk about gamer skills? Try being the little brother in a household that has all his friends over at the same time, and you're trying to play the South Park game, four-player split screen, with that big, clunky, fat, stupid Mad Catz whatever controller it was at the time. I think it was Mad Catz and then the Nintendo 64 era. Then they had those Mad Catz ones for the fucking GameCube, which were just as bad. Like, I get it, you don't want to, like, get sued for fucking copyright or trademark or any of that stuff, but can you at least make your controller fucking ergonomic for a kid's hands? The off-brand Super Nintendo controllers had it right. I had these turbo controllers that looked like a Super Nintendo controller with switches on it. Didn't really come up all that often. Shit. And use, though. Like, I can't remember very many super... Like, Contra 3 was kind of handy having a turbo. You know, R-Type, things like that, I suppose. That's another game I need to find. My buddy brought over once. UN Squadron. I haven't played that since he brought it over, but I remember it being a really cool game and never getting to really play it much. That was just stupid. Wow. See, now you guys are seeing the epic fails, which is great. You see something incredibly lame, clip that. Told you. Snow levels, I'm telling you. You could hear me putting more pressure on my controller too, like a dipshit. It's always the worst thing you could possibly do is, like, get more tense. So I try to tell my nephew, but he's like really tense when he plays video game. It's fine. It means he's super focused on it, but you gotta loosen up. Loosey-goosey is the name of the game. Start putting pressure on your fingers, you start getting pain in your fingers. You start focusing on the pain, you stop focusing on the game so much. Trust me, I'm good at this game. It just doesn't seem like it. I need a hot chick because I'm a hot stud. I've been watching a lot of Futurama lately. I've been on a nostalgia trip for the last couple of weeks, so. And I'm playing like a dipshit, and that's okay. Own the fails. Feels good, man. I'm making it look like it would if it were the 90s again. That's it. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing I'm doing right now. That's believable, right? No, in all seriousness, though, part of it's out of practice, part of it's different setup, part of it's just bad play. So you can see me being a stupid... Do not touch Willie. Good advice. The snow levels, though, I did stay at the very beginning that not good at to play. Although, like, 7-year-old me would be like, how did you get so far so fast? Whoa! Let's go get our other ditty down here. Death protection. See, I'm tensing up again and I need to stop. There we go. See, it's not that bad. So yeah, I fixed our viewership problem. I turned streamer mode back on. The old social media bullshit. That was just me being a dummy again. Started with no sound again. Hey, it's a fun time though. Ooh, that's not. That was wet. Gross. Quagmire, that's just nasty. And since when is he a thee? You're twice the thee he ever was. I know there's a skip there or something. I don't remember it too well, though. Like I said, it starts falling apart around the snow levels because it's like... Everything I've done up to this point is like... several years of practice. And then up to this point, it's like... I've beaten this game maybe to completion, I don't know, 4 times in the last however many years. Yeah, we're talking like 30 years of history here, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, you start thinking about the flow of time and how fast things change. This is one of those ones that's just fucking nuts. Like, I was just a little kid when this came out, and it was like, whoa, look at those mind-blowing graphics. And now today, people are like, I can't see the reflections of the pupils. 0 out of 10. Is this ray tracing? If it doesn't have ray tracing, I'm not interested. Which is, like, to me, like, crazy, because, like, one of the first 3D games we played was Star Fox, and that looks like ass now. And I mean, it literally looks like a butt. I could have gone that way, got some freebie shit, but maybe we'll do that now. Fuck it. Oh yeah, fishy. Angel. Hello, my name is Angel. I am a fish. I think he's the only one that ever appeared in every single Donkey Kong game was on guard. Because Rambi wasn't in number 3. They replaced him with Ellie. But Rambi was in every other one besides that, but On Guard was in all of them. I don't know how he got so iconic to Donkey Kong, but he did. A fish, why not? Delicioso. Some of that zero sugar Mountain Dew. I could taste the cancer now. Pee break.
It's monstrous. It's Monday. It's 6 hours of non-stop Nicktoons featuring the newest Nicktoon, Rocco's Modern Life, the Nicktoon Monster Monday Marathon. Don't you dare miss it.
Coming up next, it's Nickelodeon Wienerville. Nickelodeon Wienerville will be right back after these messages.
Welcome to the Creation Station. We kids have been straining our brains to create this totally tasty snack. Dan and Sprinklins, creamy yogurt with a pack of sprinkles. We make them in 6 preposterous flavors, like strawberry, over there at the Strawberry Jammer. There's the banana dudes hanging out, but the secret to making Sprinklins truly stupendous is sprinkles! You can make the wildest taste you ever put in your face.
Dan and Sprinklins, the only yogurt snack with a sprinkles pack. Inside specially marked packages of Sprinklins is a Creation Station action pack that's 16 pages of fun.
Cocoa Krispies, the sweet chocolatey, the speedy cheater takes them from me. It's not that easy giving me the slip. His next fast break is gonna be a short trip. Oh yeah, part of a complete breakfast. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies even turns the milk chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants one Cocoa Krispies.
Go north, Baloo!
Which way's north? You can find fun at every turn with the Tailspin Wrist Compass, free with 2 proofs from Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies.
And the weather for today will be...
Not thunderstorm, not hailstorm, not desert storm, nor barrel storm. With a rapid-firing, semi-automatic rotating turret. That means 6 arrows.
And
no
considering
way.
there's like thousands of these on YouTube, I figured I might as well link them, use them for flair. But that's it. I'm not monetizing any content or anything, so all credit goes to 80s Commercials Vault for finding them. But I just thought I would like to add that 90s look to what we're doing here, which is great. I think it worked out really well, actually. I gotta find some really cool ones like Mighty Max. I was gonna try to find them locally and store them locally so I could just run them. But that's actually more difficult than I thought. Those archivers are doing more work than, you know, you realize when they do that kind of stuff, because they have to fish out like old video from decades ago. Then they have to convert it, put it up. Then they can't monetize it because it, you know, it's somebody else's work. Like, and it's advertising for like Rice Krispies and shit. You can't make money out of that. They can through donations, and it says they can't monetize their channels a lot of times, but I still get stupid advertisements like in between them sometimes, but is what it is. But if it gives them some views too, that's pretty cool in my book. Like, it's kind of sharing the love if I can, and I give them, you know, credit. I tried to contact them directly, but I couldn't. YouTube and Google kept pooping the bed every time I tried to email them, and I don't know why. Turning in the cornflakes, or it just feels good to get back to the Super Nintendo because I've been playing a lot of modern games and stuff on here. I gotta play some of the stuff I love, like really love and grew up with, share it with people. It's kind of cool. And this setup, like, this is my first brainchild, like my first like actual like legit just trying to make something aesthetic and different. I didn't make this stuff per se, you know, Google searches and whatnot, but I still think it came out looking really cool, and I even put a little scanline filter over there. You can see it. Scan lines. It's kind of neat. Just to give it that really cool, you know, like 90s television quality. Well, I guess in this case 80s television quality, almost 70s really, but that's what we had growing up, so when I was a little kid, that's all we had. It's all these old recycled TVs that the hotels didn't want no more, so we had television. But that was also when you didn't have to pay for TV. You got TV for free. So it was what it was. Like, back in the old airwave days, those are long gone, though. Because it was always absurd that you were paying a cable company because you still saw advertising, and that was how they paid for things, was through advertising. But then you had to pay service for the cable company on top of that, and that's kind of how it kind of snowballed into this big advertising mess we have now. Everything is ads. Always has been, but it's gotten like a million times worse in the recent years. Advertising revenue makes everything go around these days. Shit, I missed the fucking Kremling and I fell, but it's like, what, you see, like, unknowingly see 20,000 advertisements in a day and don't even realize it? Which is crazy to think about. Like, how unconsciously you do things without even realizing it. It's like you go to the store for fucking milk and you're all like, huh, Kit Kat does sound good. You don't remember seeing a Kit Kat. You don't remember seeing a commercial for Kit Kat. But you're all like, you know, fucking Kit Kat. That sounds really fucking good. And then you end up buying a Kit Kat. They get me with the new flavors. That's how Kit Kat gets me. I like the bite that Kit Kat has, so. Besides, my favorite candy bar is a fucking salted nut roll. You don't see commercials for that shit. Too old school. Wow! That's the second time I've done that. That is ridiculous. should put an asterisk on the title. A game I'm good at up to a certain point. That's what I should really put there. Honestly, I'm not doing that bad. Like considering like based off of memory how shitty we used to play this fucking game. That's embarrassing. Maybe I should get some more Mountain Dew, man. I think after this bit of soda, though, I gotta chill it with the soda. I gotta start eating more green things. I mean, my weight loss journey's been great. It's just I get too comfortable and then I stop, like a bonehead. It's not like my weight loss journey's all that difficult either. It's like just eat less and walk sometimes. That's all you gotta do. That's all I've done, and it works. Initially, though, eating less kind of sucks because you're hungry all the time, and then after a while, you stop noticing, and then you just start eating normally again, because how you got out of shape was eating abnormally. You were eating too much. Quit flapping your gums and play the fucking game. Jesus. Making the simplest mistakes now. Okay, now I have no defense. Maybe I'm not good at the game. Oh well, I'm having fun. But no, it's kind of hard for me to talk and play at the same time because I'm not used to it. But other guys have been doing this for decades now, which is crazy to think about. Like the live spectator medium is like now doable in your living room. Okay, whatever. We made it. I'm gonna think like people would tune into Bob Ross once a week on PBS, and then like now there's like guys doing art for fun, you know, and just entertaining people and showing off their skills and stuff through this, you know. Like I'm envious of artists. I am not an artist. I am not a creative. I'm a pretty good cook. That's about it, though. We got the save point, so I'm not terribly worried. It's just I'm playing like crap. But yeah, like, because like my dad, like, for years, he's an artist too. Like, my parents are both artists. My sister's an artist. My brother's an artist. I didn't get any of that talent. I don't know what I got. I don't know. And as far as talent goes, I don't fucking know. Stupid voices, I suppose. But, like, I'm not... I don't know, I'm not creative like that. I've... With art? I guess I haven't tried every form of art I could, but... At the same time, like, I can't draw, I can't paint. I'm not a linguist. So that's like the hard part, like, is finding your talent. Because I've even tried music. Wow, that was genius. Tried music, you know, like I could play harmonica songs, not many, like simple stuff. But I've tried instruments, not very good at that. I've tried, you know, like cooking is a skill I've acquired over the years, and I'm pretty good at that. But it's still not, you know, the best. And I don't think anybody's the best at cooking. Cooking is like, you could cook the tastiest dish on earth. Wow, I hate myself for that. Cook the tastiest fucking dish on earth, and somebody else could still think it tastes like shit, you know. But what drives me nuts is when something's universally liked or loved that you cooked, and then there's that one fucking contrarian douchebag. It's okay, I guess. You just want to be... Just gotta be that guy, don't you? Everybody loved the soup. Why didn't you like the soup? I don't know. It's okay. Oh, I am playing like dog shit. No defense now. Just lean into it. But I've been trying to find something I'm good at. I've always wanted to pick up the bass guitar, but I just never had the money to get one. Because even like a practice guitar is a couple $100. But I also am sitting next to my, you know, really expensive computer and my Switch and all this other bullshit that I'm obviously not that great at. So maybe I should pick up a bass guitar instead. But a lot of this is just carelessness. See, that's something I noticed in, like, the last year or so, though, is a big, like... My panic button has shrunk to, like, nothing. I become one of those it is what it is type of people. You just can't control it, you know. Might as well just roll with it. Have fun. See, now I got the rhythm for that jump now, because I remember you have to bounce, then jump, bounce, then jump. Bounce, then jump. I probably should save like a Newbert, though, because I am playing like poop. Poopy dookie. Isn't that a fun word, though? Dookie. Poopy dookie. I got a big tough guy to say poopy once. That was like one of my highlights. It was fucking great. This dude's like probably 6'6". And he's, you know, easily like, you know, 280 pounds of walking muscle. Nice guy, though, you know, right? He doesn't seem threatening. He's approachable. I was just like, it's like, hey, dude. It's like, what's up? Can I get you to say poopy? He goes, why the hell would I say poopy? But, okay, poopy. Because I bet somebody I could get 10 people that day to say poopy. It's so stupid. It's immature. I don't care. But it was funny as fuck. This is this big walking wall of muscle covered in tattoos, and he said poopy. Ba-boing, ba-boing, I forget, ba-boing, boing, 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 boing. Again, carelessness mostly. I don't know, what's the best way to spread that kind of positivity, though? Because, like, that's something the world desperately needs. It's like just someone to, you know, just be a positive beacon of light. And I've been such a negative Nancy, like, for the last 20 years or so. It's a really hard adjustment. Like, I see things on the brighter side now, but that's largely contributed to me having a kid. Got some TikTok stuff going on. Sorry about that. They're trying to get that up and working for me, but again, it's mostly bots. So. Yeah, see, like, Annabelle Red has viewed my profile, and she has no videos but followers, and I've seen that picture several times. The robots like me. No. Alright, 1 second. I'm gonna grab another dew. That's the other one, is combating the lack of energy at this hour, because me and Mrs. are up, you know, butt crack of dawn every damn day. That's one they don't really warn you about when you get older, is that you start enjoying that shit. They don't tell you enjoy it. It happens, you notice it happens, but you enjoy that shit. You start to love it. Start watching Paul Newman and drinking a weak cup of tea. Mountain Dew, the zero sugar variety, plus Mike's hot honey pretzels. Oots. Oots pretzels. We just recently got Oots out here. I love them. Good little snack. Doesn't crank up the calories too much. Sweet, not too sweet. Mm. They even have hot honey potato chips. Those are dangerous because I love them. I eat a whole bag without thinking about it. So just reminds me of the last time I played this, though. Don't mind if I talk with my mouth full, but last time I played this, I challenged my nephew and I beat this game in about an hour and a half. Not completion, but beat it. Kind of looking forward to Earthbound tomorrow. It was going to be Diablo 4 again, but A, it didn't do too well, and B, I'm tired of getting disconnected from that fucking game. I'm trying to get through it. I've had to restart the same dungeon 5 times because I got disconnected, and it's not my connection. Besides, my biggest gripe with Diablo 4 is the same gripe I had with Diablo 3. If all the items are special, none of the items are special. They're just varying degrees of yellow and orange, tricking your brain into thinking it's special, but it's not. It's not like when you complete a set, or in Diablo 1 when that gold item dropped for the first time and you're like, holy shit. It was the Butcher's Cleaver, most likely. Not always, but most likely. Oh, I always love these stages, just for the music alone. There's something Rare always did really well, though. The fucking music. It's kind of like Konami. You knew when it was a Konami game. Well, you knew it when it was a Rare game. I miss old school Rare so much. Like, this shit is just awesome. Back when they were technological innovators. You know, they're all like, hey, look at this 3D game. We made this not 3D. Rendered all this stuff in 3D, but check it out. Oh, really? Okay. Well, we got it. Oh, that's right. Okay. I forgot about that one. Not gonna lie. Don't mind the pretzel crunching. I think the biggest mistake Rare ever did was getting to bed with Microsoft for money, because everybody who had talent at the company left as soon as that happened. They haven't made a good game since. They're responsible for the fucking Kinect. Wiggle waggle controllers are one of the worst things to happen to gaming, in my opinion. They have some cool games that use them, but everybody tried to do the same thing that 3D movies are doing, and it just didn't work for me. When it was a fun novelty like Wii Sports or whatever, swing your sword in Zelda. But games that didn't need motion controls got motion controls. But I'm just happy to have this retro set up now, and it's a good time. Like, I can't wait to play, like, Everything. I want to play everything now. I could have played Chrono Trigger already because I have it on Steam, but that's like, I think it's the cell phone port, if I'm not mistaken. But that's all the Final Fantasies are too. Except for like the 8 remaster, which I didn't really play much of that, but it's just a graphical facelift, which is fine. It's just I'm not the biggest fan of 8 as an adult. I was as a teenager. It's just now, like, you'll have to excuse me, I'm imbibing in a bad habit. Okay. Like 8, the junction system, like, it was so easy to break. 7 and 8 had the same problem too, is that my role-playing game didn't have rolls all of a sudden. Which inherently isn't a bad thing or whatever, but it gives characters more substance when they're a thief, when they're a fighter, instead of whatever the hell they're supposed to be, like, because, you know, Final Fantasy VIII, we had student, a student, another student, another student, another student, and a teacher. Oh, and a general's daughter. That's what it boils down to, is, like, their character. They were a little more varied in 7, though. Mercenary, eco-terrorist. You know. Theme park mascot. Pilot. And then you go back to 9, and then that's back to having roles again. And I don't know what the hell was going on with 10. Because that kind of didn't have roles either, because of the sphere grid. It started out with roles, you know, Riku's a thief. Titus a fighter, you know, Lulu a black mage. Yuna a summoner / white mage. But then after a while, everybody's everything again. So, I mean, technically Titus, if you think about it, was a time mage. He wasn't actually a fighter. He's the first, I think, if I remember right, he's the first character to get haste. I'll have to play it again. I don't know, it's been so many years. Like, I think I have not played 10 since the PS2 era. Oops. It's been that long. So at least 20 years? 21 years? I remember enjoying it, though. It's just, I thought the story got a little weird. But it's Final Fantasy, so take that with a grain of salt. I mean, like, fucking Final Fantasy V, the main villain's a goddamn tree. So, like, I really can't classify Final Fantasy as anything but weird. Because look at 4. Yeah, you, like, start out as a Dark Knight, turn into a Paladin, but it also turns out you're a fucking Moon Man. Like... The least strange one is probably the first one, because it's just generic fantasy tropes after generic fantasy tropes before they were really tropes, I suppose, but... Then they started doing magic mushrooms over at Squaresoft, and, well, I guess the rest is history or whatever. Ugh. See, these memory-wise, these levels are a little hazy. They're not the best. my first memory of these levels were I was being babysat by my friend's grandparents, my brother's friend's grandparents, and his older sister was playing this out in the living room, and she left it on, and this was the first time I got to see the industrial levels, was because she left that on, and I was kind of peeking out of the room while I was supposed to be taking a nap. Oops, too early. It's all good. But yeah, I don't know, like, I was thinking back on it, like I used to be, like, a kid of, like, positivity, like I said earlier, but I also, like, used to be really timid and afraid of everything for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I don't know where that comes from, because I come from a family of very aggressive, mean people. Like... But I don't know what made me so damn timid all the time. Ah, I'm just being dumb. I'll get through it, don't worry. For your sanity more than mine. It's probably like a professional watching, like, oh, dude, I do this blindfold like every weekend. Oh, well, I play this like once a year, maybe. That's the truth. I am good at this game. I'm not that good. Like, there are guys who dedicate their entire existence to doing one game. There's this dude on, I don't know how he does it. He plays Zelda randomizers and nothing but. I would go insane. I would go absolutely insane. And like, I played, like, you know, the Zelda Metroid randomizer, which is fun, but I couldn't do that every day, no matter how random it was. I would go bonkers. But I'm also not a creature of habit. Like, I'm not a fan of routine. I like things different. And the most routine thing I've done is the stream schedule lately. Like, I don't shave the same time every day. I don't brush my teeth the same time every day. I can't. I hate it. Things aren't different. It just doesn't jive. That's why I hate working a 9-to-5 job, even though it's not that bad, it's not that hard, it's not even horrible. It's just the repetition drives me insane. Because it's the same people, it's the same places, it's the same schedule, it's the same workload, it's the same shit, different day, and I hate it. But that's life. But this live streaming thing is also very different for me too, so that's something. Like, in terms of, like, stuff I've tried over the years, this is probably the most different thing I've ever done, and this probably took the most guts for me to do. And now it's just, it is what it is. I'm learning to talk to myself about it. What was that? Hold on. I'm like stomping. I don't know. As the neighbor's starting a motorcycle or something, I don't know. Pretty common in this area this time of year for people to kick on their motorcycles. But that's just something I noticed that was really weird this year, is that the motorcycle traffic slowed way down. Like, there's still bikes out, but there's not as many as there usually are. I don't know if, like, people started selling them off in mass, they got sick of them, or they can't afford them, I don't know. It's just something I observed in my local area, that motorcycles haven't been out in full force like they usually are. And it's uncommon in this area because we're pretty close to Sturgis. Like, we're in a spitting distance of Sturgis in a certain direction. So, like, seeing motorcycle traffic this time of year is usually pretty common. Like, it's, like, super common. But this year, it has not been super common. Either that or I haven't left the house much. I don't know. But then again, this is the first year we've had our kid, like, so that's probably what it is. I'm more of a homebody than I realize now than I was before, because, like, the last couple of years before she was born, like, we were partying, like, we were doing shit like driving 3 hours just to go to a barcade and drink beer and eat pizza. Like, we did that. It's probably how my daughter was conceived. TMI, I know, but... Yeah, we had party and stuff, but like this last year, the traveling's been to a minimum. We left town for my grandmother's birthday last year because she turned 80, and she needed to see her great grandbaby. My daughter was 6 years old, or 6 days old at the time, like 6 days old, and we made that little trek. And then, yeah, but before that, we were traveling, we were partying, we were going gambling, we were doing all sorts of stuff because we didn't have any kids. So, like, what was the point of being responsible? You didn't need to. Outside of paying your bills, that's all you had, and like it was pointless. Like, life was pretty pointless and stuff. So, my daughter was born. Now that she's like starting to crawl and stuff, and like seeing all these major life events happening, it's fucking crazy. I see why people get addicted to having kids, because like just watching the process of them go from a little tiny baby to growing up into becoming like a human being is crazy. It's like the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Oh yeah, that's right, there was a secret there. Oh well, we don't get the secret. Actually, I think we still can. No. It's all good. Not terribly worried about the secrets anyway. At one point, one of these little buggers gets stuck on the fucking conveyor belt and it pisses me off. Sometimes. It doesn't always happen. One of those beavers will get stuck on there. I think it's that one. Like dog doo-doo. I don't know if it's because I'm overtired or... I'm just not making excuses, dude. He tells himself. I gotta remind myself one of the most important virtues is humility. Even if you are great at something, you're not always great at everything. I don't know, like, humility is one of the lost virtues, I think, these days. Every Gen Zer, and this is no offense if you are Gen Z, but every Gen Zer I've come across is great at everything and knows everything and knows how to cook and do all this stuff. And it's like, no, you know how to boil ramen. I mean, that's what you do when you're young, unless, you know, your parents legitimately taught you how to cook, which is awesome. But it's very rare that even in our generation that people knew how to cook. And I mean, actually, like, cook. Like, I can't bake for shit. Straight up, I can't bake for shit. But I know my limitations. I'm sure I could learn to bake. It's just the process itself is chemistry, and chemistry is not one of my strong subjects, so... Now, taking a chunk of meat and making it delicious. That's something I know how to do. He exclaimed with great relish. Weird sound skip. See if we can't get to this upcoming save point. We kind of need to, because I'm being a bonehead. Actually, no, it's not even boneheadedness. The largest part of it really is the talking. Like, even though I'm not really being interacted with terribly much, it's good practice to keep talking, you know, just in case. Or whatever. But that's a factor I didn't even think about going into it. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to talk and play at the same time. I didn't even think about it. So I'm trying to think of a game that I'm, like, truly great at. And I guarantee you I'd be dog shit if I was doing it on stream. Like, I'm good at this. Not great. Good. But see, that's the problem, is like... That's the weird one. Is like, okay, I get being confident. Being confident at something is a good thing. It's a very good thing. But how do you get confident in something without being arrogant about it? Like, humility. It goes back to the whole humility thing. Like you could be confident. Like, is that the difference between owning your mistakes and not owning them? Because, like, an arrogant person's never wrong, but a confident person's okay to be okay with being wrong. I think that's kind of what it means. Because, like, arrogant people piss me off. Like, I think that's most people, though. Like, it's normal to be pissed off by an arrogant-ass motherfucker. You arrogant motherfucker. You know, like, I think that's just normal. Most normal people are like, yeah, that fucking pisses me off. I think I had a boss try to tell me they invented the pepper steak. I invented it. No, you didn't, dude. People have been putting peppers on steak as long as there've been peppers in steak. That's why when I feel like I've invented something cooking-wise, I don't think I invented it. This is how I put it. Like, I just cobbled something together. It doesn't mean it hasn't been invented yet. It's like me and this lady I used to work with. We used to take peanut butter bananas and, you know, fry it like Elvis Presley's favorite meal. We called it the Presley, but what we did is our little spin on it is batter fried. It wasn't just like a fried sandwich. It was a batter fried sandwich. And so we called it the Presley because we know it was Elvis's favorite food. But his had bacon on it, though. I didn't know that until, like, not too long ago. But, like, that's what I've been struggling with is, like trying to be more confident without being an arrogant prick. Because there's, you know, a fine line. It's like intelligence and insanity. Fine line there. Because I don't think I'm better than anybody else. Like, I think we're all people, and we all have our faults. We all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses. Not a whole lot of bananas in this stage to save my ass, but I just need to get through this so I get to the save point. But if we don't, it's not that big of a deal. Well, there's our answer right there. Game over, but I gotta pee again. This is one of those days I've been drinking heavily on water and soda, so... Like, because if confidence comes from, like, the dating game, okay, that's been long gone for me for 17 years. Not an issue. Don't need to worry about that. Looking somebody in the eye and talking to them, that's not a big deal. You know, I used to be a salesman for a while, so it's not that big of a deal, but... Like, I just... Where's the line? Where do you cross over into arrogance from being confident? That's what I want to know. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't fucking know. Here, enjoy some commercials.
It's monstrous. It's Monday. It's 6 hours of non-stop Nicktoons featuring the newest Nicktoon, Rocco's Modern Life, the Nicktoon Monster Monday Marathon. Don't you dare miss it.
Coming up next, it's Nickelodeon Wienerville. Nickelodeon Wienerville will be right back after these messages.
Welcome to the Creation Station. We kids have been straining our brains to create this totally tasty snack. Dan and Sprinkles, creamy yogurt with a pack of sprinkles. We make them in 6 preposterous flavors, like strawberry, over there at the Strawberry Jammer. There's the banana dudes hanging out, but the secret to making Sprinklings truly stupendous is sprinkles! You can make the wildest taste you ever put in your face.
Dan and Sprinklins, the only yogurt snack with a Sprinkles pack. Inside specially marked packages of Sprinklins is a Creation Station action pack that's 16 pages of fun.
Cocoa Krispies are so chocolatey. The speedy cheater takes them from me. It's not that easy giving these a slip. His next fast break is gonna be a short trip. Oh yeah, part of a complete complete breakfast, Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies even turns to milk chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants hot Cocoa Krispies.
Go north, Baloo!
Which way's north? You can find fun at every turn with the Tailspin Wrist Compass, free with 2 proofs from Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies.
And the weather for today will be...
Not thunderstorm, not hailstorm, not desert storm, nor barrel storm. With a rapid-firing, semi-automatic rotating turret. That means 6 arrows. No waiting.
We're gonna play games from that era. We're gonna watch TV from that era. I don't know, the time's flying with this one, though. That's what's weird. It's like it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it's been almost 3 hours already. A lot of deaths, a lot more deaths than I thought, but then again, I was probably just... Hey, maybe that's when my arrogance right there, see? Trying to talk, and there's my arrogance right there, bleeding out. But I think, I don't know. It's just like when I'm alone with my thoughts, this is like kind of what goes through my head, I guess, is the thing. And like when you're alone a lot of the time, like I have been, you just kind of overthink things. And when you finally get it out, it comes out as crazy, I guess. I don't know the best way to describe it, but it's where the phrase "stop thinking, brain, you're gonna hurt yourself" comes in. Yeah, if it ever goes blank like that, it's because I'm checking social media stuff. I don't know. I'm not a fan, but I'll keep doing it. Stop thinking, brain, you're gonna hurt yourself. There is such a thing as overanalyzing. That's why there's some of those, like, those lower intelligence folks, you know, like, they just seem so happy all the time. It's because ignorance is bliss. I knew as a kid he wasn't exactly smart, but he was always happy. Whatever he was doing, up to his nose in poop all day, he didn't care. Now, there's a career for you. Okay, and then you have to go like this. But I think you have to actually hit it up against the wall and then you go through. But here's the best news is we're 8 away from 50. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Making progress. I've been pretty consistent with this stuff, which is cool. It's actually good for my mental health, honestly, like, to have some scheduled things, but I don't know, I thrive in chaos. Always have. Like, if my life reset right now, like, in terms of, like, finances and stuff, I wouldn't give 2 shits. A lot of people freak out about their stuff. I do at time to time. Like, I get materialistic about some strange things. Like my car. It's the first, like, brand new thing I've ever owned. Besides this house I'm living in, which was brand new when we bought it. But the house itself, like, it's just a place to live. You know, maintenance, upkeep, clean it. It's pretty basic stuff, but it's nothing to write home about if you lose it. Who cares? You can't take it with you. The best thing I could do for my kid is, like, give her this piece of land. And that's all it's going to be, because this house is going to degrade and turn into nothing. And especially in modern houses, Jesus, they just age like milk. You don't get what you pay for, that's for fucking sure. And I'll tell you this, contractors are shysters, at least in my area. I don't know about your area or whatever, but... my fucking driveway was cracking 6 months after it was built. The sidewalk behind it pitted. My fence blew down because they didn't have the hindsight to use a fucking screw. We were supposed to get free sod when we bought the place, never happened. They told us to call them if anything goes wrong, so when all this shit did go wrong, I called them. Guess what? They went out of business. The contractor, up and vanished like a fart in the wind. It's fucking gone. And years later, we got a hailstorm, and, you know, we got... our insurance covered it and stuff like that, so cool, right? Wrong. The contractor that was contracted to do the work for the said pay said he could do the siding and the roof. And he said, we can't do the siding, goodbye. I cannot get a copy of that contract that we signed. I cannot get a copy. I cannot get a hold of anybody. I probably should talk to a lawyer, but I don't have the money for a lawyer, so... there you go. There's that that's life thing. Ugh. But it is what it is. I'm alive. But see, that's what I mean, though, is like if this disappeared tomorrow, like all of a sudden they're like, oh, you can't have this house anymore. Oh darn, oh shit. Who cares? I was born with nothing, and if I died with nothing, it wouldn't be a big deal. It's my kid I worry about. Honestly, it'd be easier for me to invest in her future if I actually started with nothing again. If I'm being, like, completely honest about it. So we get up to these industrial levels and I'm playing like poop. Like absolute poop. Before I was just playing like poop because I wasn't, you know, paying attention or whatever. Now I'm playing like poop because I'm just playing like poop. It's a fun word though. Poop. Say it. Poop. Say it in your head. Poopy. Earthbound's gonna be fun though. God damn it, that was stupid, see? Son of a bitch. Motherfucker. So we're talking about like virtues and stuff like that. Like pride is probably my worst sin in terms of a lot of things, and I do mean like stubborn pride. I don't mean like I'm proud of the things I've done. Like I'm too proud to ask for help. But like, is pride an inherently bad thing? Not always. Too much pride can be. Leaves you alone. But some of us function better alone too, so it is what it is. Take it for what it is. I don't know. I don't know how anybody feels about that. Me, I'm just playing video games and having a good time. That's what I should really be focused on right now. I'm not, but I should be. It's like I know these levels better than I think, but at the same time... See, I'm just making stupid-ass mistakes like that. And then 3, 2, 3. Nah, that's fine. Gotten a lot more action with this than I thought I would, though. That's for sure. That's really badass. Now, I don't mean action, but you know, folks popping in and doing the thing. Got a follow out of it. That's pretty badass. I just need to focus more and I'll play better, but at the same time, I'm kind of enjoying the ranting. It's like therapy without having to pay. I mean, I know therapy works for a lot of people. It did not work for me. Ugh. Fuck did I hate it. It's uncomfortable, it's awkward. This person expects you to divulge a bunch of information, which is fine. They're just doing their job. And they're trying to heal. That's the thing, is they're trying to heal. They're a doctor. They're trying to fucking heal your brain. But it's so ineffectual. Like, you pay $200 for an hour of somebody else's time to rant at them when you could just, like, find a friend and do the same thing. But I think that's, like, anybody who's in the spot that I was in is severely lacking in the friend department. So, go figure. That's a whole nother can of worms for another day. I don't feel like talking about that now. Stuff happened. That's all we need to know. That's something I find myself doing these days, is if I am flipping through TikTok, it's to get ideas for games to play. Isn't that stupid? I don't know, there's TikTok streamers, but I've only seen a handful of them playing anything decent. They're usually, their setup's a little funky to me. Like, they don't have any kind of capture device or anything like that. They're just recording from their phone. But you gotta do what you gotta do. It's just, it's like hard for me to see when your television has a glare on it. I'm in a little more control with this particular functioning setup. I can't believe I got this Switch working again, and this capture card has got everything on it, which is great. This Switch, I thought for years was dead. This is like a launch Switch. I got it launch day because I wanted to play fucking Breath of the Wild. That's what I wanted to do because fucking Zelda rules. So I got in line, I got the limited edition Zelda. My nephew has that copy now, but I got that. I got this Switch, and then like one day or something, I left it off the charger or didn't plug it in or something. I didn't really care because I only played like a handful of games on it or whatever. No, I'm not gaga over it. I think it's okay. But I went to go play it again. I was like, you know what? I do feel like playing. Fuck, I don't even remember what it was. Probably Mario. But I was getting ready to go play it, and it wouldn't turn on. I was like, huh, must be dead. Plugged it in, wouldn't take a charge. So I was like, huh, battery must be shot. Oh well. Wrote it off as a loss, didn't think about it for years. One day I got curious, and I put it in, because my wife has a Switch for her. She loved Animal Crossing, and that's why she got a Switch. You know, and a handful of other games, but... So I plug it, put it on her dock, and all of a sudden it started taking a charge again. I was like, what the fucking really? So here I am now. It's like I got the brilliant idea, let's get a capture card. You know, if I have to get Nintendo Switch Online, because I have a backup plan too, is my parents have my Super Nintendo Classic Mini, which was the best way probably to do that without, you know, doing the other way, the vast way, if you know what I mean. Because I'm trying to avoid that route as much as possible, and I don't want to do that. Because even with Ogre Battle, that's legitimately mine. I've had that copy forever, and I dumped the ROM myself on every computer I've owned. Just because I love that game that much, for preservation's sake alone. So I don't feel any, like, pang of guilt or anything like that with that, because I have that cartridge, I have that I dumped that ROM myself years ago. So if we're getting into making our own ROMs and stuff, man, that's another can of worms. Bunch of equipment and shit you need. Archivists are heroes, the unsung heroes. Especially the ones like converting tape to digital. How they have the patience for that, I don't know. But that's the reason why you're able to watch those fucking fun commercials that we have in between takes, because there's an archivist out there doing that stuff, and he's uploading that stuff and preserving that stuff, because it's a nice little timestamp for me. I like to see those old commercials, because like, oh man, that Cocoa Krispies commercial really takes me back to that Saturday morning, you know? Pure nostalgia fuzziness, but at the same time, like, it just shows you where the culture was at the time. See, nowadays, culture changes so fast. Like, it's crazy how fast it changes. It blows my mind how fast it changes now. Hello, robot. First time I ever got a chatter was one of those robots, and I was like, oh my god, somebody's chatting. Oh, whoa, whoa. I imagine that's how you feel when you start a business and you finally get a customer. Oh, whoa. Oops. I knew that. So I remember more about this game than I realized, but at the same time, I don't know. I can't be used playing like garbage. But at the same time, I've almost beaten the game in 2.5 hours. So, am I really that bad? No. Am I that great? No. It's like if you put a first-time player down, that's how I compare success in a video game anyway, is like, the first time I played this, it probably took a couple of years of, like, trial and error to get it right. And now I'm doing it in a matter of hours. So, I don't realistically feel like I'm playing that bad. But somebody else's measure of your competency at a video game is way different than your own, so take that for what that is. And I say that phrase a lot because these days that's just kind of like where my mental attitude is at, is like, it is what it is. You can't change it. I mean, there's things you can change, and don't get me wrong, there's some things you probably should change if they're affecting you in a negative way or whatever, but it's just one of those things where, like, I went through a hell week at work. I ranted about it. Everybody does. But at the same time, like, getting pissed off at work does nothing. So don't get pissed off at work. It doesn't change what's happening. It's not going to fix the problem. Getting all mad is just going to make your day more miserable. In an already miserable situation. And let me be fully transparent. I fucking hate my job. I hate cooking for a living. I hate it. But I have to live with it because that's what I do. That's what I know. That's what I'll get hired as. And that's what I'll be probably for the rest of my life. And that's okay. I'm not doing it for me anyway. It's what I'm gonna do. Is go in, pretend to be happy at my job. I am happy, don't get me wrong. I'm a happy fellow. I got a lot of really neat shit in my life. Not bad for a dude who's destined to fail, according to everybody he's ever fucking came across. Oh, you're so intelligent. I've heard that so many times, and I don't believe it to be true. Just painfully average, and that's fine. Hey, if I make somebody laugh, that's all I need. Ugh. Okay, let's not be a fuck up at this now. But yeah, like, I was also thinking about that, like people are like, oh, people don't change. It's like, I don't know, I'm kind of proof that people do change, though. There are people who hadn't seen me in years, it's like, wow, you're a completely different person now. And it's like, is that a good thing, though? And they're like, yeah, actually it is. It's like, oh, well then, totally, fuck yeah, I'll take it. But there's a problem with that, is like the niceties now, people seem to think you're a fucking pushover. And then they look at you like, how could you get mad at me? It's just like, because you're fucking treating me like shit. I'm not gonna sit there and take it. It's like, I'm not big on asking for help. Never have been, again, that foolish pride thing. But when I do, I get looked at like a mutant with, like I sprouted a second fucking head or something. Hey, could you go grab this for me? I'm a little busy. And they just like, what? Huh? You? You need help? Sometimes. But I guess that's partially my fault for being so prideful. Oops. Focus. I was just like, you know, being open-minded is questioning everything, but you can take that too far, too. I say that's closed-mindedness. I disagree. I think that's open-mindedness, is that you're actually giving everything the benefit of the doubt in a way, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm getting tired. Look, I'm kind of a Pop-Tart when I'm tired, okay? Wise sage once said, just play Donkey Kong, you idiot. He was a smart man. I think it was Confucius. Confucius said that shit. But that's what happens when I get alone with my own thoughts, too, is I just tend to ramble. That's what the inside of my head sounds like to me. Is just, like, random, incoherent thoughts sometimes. But never focus on anything cool, either, like asking, like, $1 million physicist question, like, what happens if a black hole hits another black hole? That's been asked, and I'm sure it's been answered. Or at least to the best of our ability as a human being, you know. With our primitive-ass lizard brain. We figured out a lot of shit, but we still don't know. It's just about bedtime. Probably should do that editing and stuff too. Let's get to this save point. That's our quitting spot. No, that's about what we're gonna do tonight. Yeah, I probably should go to bed. Alright, tomorrow, Earthbound. Gonna be a thing. Too tired. Have a good night.